All right, well, I think we have almost 30 people with us. It's a little after noon, so I think I'm going to kick things over to Liz to get us started.
Hi, folks. I'm Liz Murphy. I'm one of the co-chairs, along with Paula Morris, of the Professors Institute. I want to say hello to all those familiar faces out there, and I want to say hello and welcome to all the new faces. We're delighted to have you here. I guess one of the upsides of COVID, if there is such a thing, is that we've had a record year of attendance and registration. So we have beaten our record of attendees by something like 20. So there are some good things about having virtual conferences, right? And not having to travel. So we're delighted to have you here. A few things, housekeeping. We would love it if you're able to. I know people have different systems, but if you actually right-click on your name on your Zoom screen, you can rename your name. And if you wouldn't mind putting maybe first name and then what university you're with, even if it's just initials, all you do is right-click on your name, hit the rename button, and do that. That gives people an idea of where you're from. Just FYI, we will be sending you a list of all of the registrants and some email addresses to contact in case you guys want to network after the conference and exchange ideas or thoughts.
Just let me interrupt you for just a second.
Sure.
The way that I needed to change my name was to find the little 3 dots up in the screen beside the word that says mute. And if you click those dots, then you'll be able to find the thing that says rename. So there are different systems that make it happen a different way. But I learned to do that yesterday.
Me too. Me too. Okay. In terms of other housekeeping events, we are recording this whole afternoon. And so we are going to be making the videos available to you. Also, there are some speakers who have decks, and we will be making that available to you too. So I just wanted to reassure you that you'll be getting all of the resources. I'm going to ask that you please mute yourselves when people are speaking. We're going to hold questions until the end of each presentation, but please do feel free, and I encourage you to put questions into the chat section, which is at the bottom of your screen, and all you do is click on that. I know you guys are Zoom experts at this point, right? Amy has put the schedule in there. If you wanted to pull down the schedule, it's already in the chat room, but feel free, and then we'll handle the questions at the end. I want to thank our sponsors. We have a very long time loyal sponsor, which is PMG. Rick is on our board, and he is our platinum sponsor once again for the Professors Institute. For those who don't know, we're a nonprofit organization that we're a 501c3, and so we rely on sponsors and gifts from other folks to ensure that we can give professors like you a full day of free programming. So other sponsors include American University MA program. Thank you, Michael Clayton. The DMAW, and also Beacon Fire Red. So many thanks to our sponsors. I'm now going to turn it over to Paula, who's going to talk a little bit about the day.
Okay, so thank you. And again, we're really thrilled to have you here. As Liz and I, so this is the first time that I've joined as a board member instead of as a professor. And so the role I took on was to help Liz with the Professors Institute because I found it so valuable in the past. So this time what we wanted to do is find a way to be as interactive as possible, but also still give you tools. Because I found that often the case studies that I found at Professors Institute, I would often just kind of lift them and take them to class. And so we've put together a bit of a theme. You're going to see a theme on segmenting. You're also going to see a theme of taking it to the maxi. 2021, we need to start taking it to the maxi. And so we've just kind of played with that a bit. I don't know that you all are all familiar with the Direct Marketing Association of Washington, and they started the Maxi. The Maxi is actually an industry award, and the Collegiate Maxi was something that we glommed onto. And so MAXI stands for Marketing Awards for Excellence and Innovation. And so that's part of what we're trying to bring to you today, is some of these innovations and excellent practices. So we've got an industry MAXI award winner who's going to bring you a case study to start with from Heifer International. Then we're going to bring you some marketing analytics that are hopefully a tool that you can lift and take to your students and show them not just what segmenting is and why we do segmenting, but how to do it. So we're going to put you all through a little bit of an exercise today that hopefully will be something that you can use. Then we'll look at some collegiate MAXI information, bring on a career panel, because one of the things that's a highlight of the Professors Institute is when we bring past students who are now in the industry in and get their feedback. So that's kind of the outline of the day. And we're going to start it off with a special presentation. So Liz, I'm going to toss it back over to you.
Okay, there's one other thing that another one of the favorites of this institute is the professor networking and exercise. And so Andy Wood is also going to lead that. So this is a time for you professors only to sort of work together. He's going to facilitate, I think it's an hour of discussion, and for you guys to sort of chat with each other, network, and come up with some new ideas. So that's the one other piece. Okay, so I am actually going to turn this over to Rick Whalen, who is the DMAW Educational Foundation Award Chair. Every year we do give an award to a professor. And so I'm going to give it to you, Rick.
Liz, thanks. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Professors Institute. As Liz says, every year the Direct Marketing Association of Washington's Educational Foundation is proud to confer a most prestigious award, the O'Hara Leadership Award, to a deserving educator who promotes the study and practices of direct marketing. The award itself, for those of you who may not know, was created in honor of longtime DMAW and DMAW EF leader Mike O'Hara. Mike played a pioneering role in direct response fulfillment and started the ABC Company in 1972. He had a lifelong commitment to education, to the foundation, and that helped earn him an honorary PhD from Shepherd University in 2000. The criteria for the award is demanding. The selection committee considers courses taught that focus on or include direct interactive marketing, the number of years teaching marketing, average number of students in class, why the professor believes he or she is important, that it's important to educate college university students in direct and interactive marketing, and then of course participation in EF, the Professors Institute, and like activities are also taken into consideration. This year we had a number of highly qualified nominees from all across the region, and after careful consideration and discussions by the committee, I'm pleased to tell you that the 2020 O'Hara Award is being conferred on Dr. Gianna Parker. Dr. Parker is an assistant professor at James Madison University and VP of the Academy of Marketing Sciences. She currently teaches strategic internet marketing and omni-channel retailing at JMU as well. Her research topics include such as water conservation and consumer religiosity. There's a new word for me. She's a faculty advisor to Delta Mu Sigma, chaired a seniors honors project for marketing students, and has served the department through memberships on committees and so much more. Jenna is an avid reviewer of scholarships within the marketing discipline, and it's my pleasure to, Dr. Parker, award you the 2020 O'Hara Leadership Award. Congratulations. Dr. Parker, if you'd like to say a few words.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to receive this award. And I would like to thank you for all the support that you give to all of us that are marketing professors. And when you asked me if I'd like to say a few words, I thought about what had led me to this, to today and receiving this award. And I'd like to thank three different groups very quickly. quickly, I promise. And the first is the Direct Marketing Association, Education Foundation of Washington. We have, as professors, our duty is to prepare our students to go out into industry. And trying to keep up on what is going on in industry is very difficult with all the things that we balance. And so having organizations such as yourself that sponsor days like today, that provide us with resources that we can take into our classrooms, that is what makes it possible for us to do our job. So I'd really like to thank you for all the support that you provide to professors who are trying to prepare students for industry. The other group that I want to thank is James Madison University and my colleagues there. I see Andy and Teresa here. We have a collaborative department. We all support each other, trying to share, once again, those resources that can help us to prepare students. And even though I don't know many of you here, we are a part of a discipline that we share. We have all of these different groups like this. On Facebook and in LinkedIn, we have these groups. And I think that we have something very special in our discipline in that we realize to prepare students, we need to share the resources that we find and collaborate. We have our marketing education journals. We have these groups that all share. And I remember being a brand new assistant professor looking to teach classes and going into a group saying, hey, I have to teach this class, and having people send me syllabi and suggestions on textbooks and suggestions on industry certifications, all of these different things. So these are the three groups that I would really like to thank for supporting me in my academic journey and helping to prepare students.
Thanks, Dr. Parker. Liz, let me turn it back to you.
Thank you. We have a few minutes, a few extra minutes. So I'm actually just going to go through the list of attending colleges and universities. So you can look for colleagues if you would like to, but I thought it would be interesting for you to know. We've got American University, Kogod School of Business, Christopher Newport University, Frostburg State University, George Mason University, excuse me, I had something in front of my screen. Goldie Beacom College, James Madison University, Keller Graduate School of Management of DeVry U, King's College, Lehigh University, Mary Baldwin University, Notre Dame of Maryland University, Radford University, St. Joseph's University, Salisbury University, Shenandoah University, GW University, Towson University, University of Delaware, University of Maryland Eastern Shore, University of Maryland Smith School of Business, University of Virginia, Villanova University, and West Virginia University. That's a fantastic showing of the Mid-Atlantic area. Thank you all. If anybody is new to the event, could you raise your hand? Okay, great. Welcome. At the end of this session, so we have a program. Oh, the program's in the chat room for those of you, if you didn't hear me when I first opened, if you want to download the whole program. At 5 o'clock, after we do the career panel, I just wanted to let you all know, if you have further questions for the career panel, they're going to go into a separate room, and you're welcome to go into that room with them and ask them additional questions. Otherwise, we're just going to stay in, and we ask you to get a beverage of your choice. We hope you got, if you registered by a certain date, you should have received one of these. So jelly beans in your favorite drink flavors. So it's just an opportunity for us to talk to each other, but also to hear what you felt about the day and what we could improve, what went right, what didn't. We'll also be sending you a survey by email for the same reason. If you can't join us for happy hour, we're just delighted that you're here for the day. So thank you. Andy, do you want to take the extra few minutes and start?
Sure. So when I was asked, and by the way, thank you again, Liz, for asking me. I was so excited because I've been attending the Professors Institute for quite a while. In fact, back from a time when I was at West Virginia. So some of you might remember how I had to drive over the mountains in the snow to attend the meetings. And then sometimes I didn't make it. And then I was at James Madison and trying to find time to make it there. Actually, I think I drove one time to the Professors Institute in DC, got snowed out.
You did.
And so here I am now attending over Zoom, and I just think that that's so exciting. I want to give everybody a chance, my old friends that have been here for many, many years, as well as many of you that are new, a sense of what we try and do. And Paula did a great job in introducing the idea is to share ideas, the goal or the theme, but also to have a little bit of fun while we're in the process of doing that. So I've hopefully given us an opportunity for us to introduce ourselves. We probably can't go, we have such a big group, and that's fantastic. We won't have the opportunity for everybody to introduce themselves, but we will move into some breakout sessions, let you introduce yourselves and get to meet some of your colleagues and do those kinds of activities. And then also maybe share some teaching tips with each other, which then you can bring back to the whole group. So it's all about finding opportunities to network and to find ways to continue to learn. Speaking of continuing to learn, let me share something that I learned as we all went on to Zoom. And I have a new term. I have learned while on Zoom, I can be Buellered. To be Buellered is something that some of you may recognize and some of you may not. For those that have never been Buellered, let me give you see if I have that still up. Where are you? Well, my screen decided to disappear. Just a second. Everybody got it? Paula, give me a thumbs up. So this is a scene. Perhaps you've seen it before, but this is what it means to me to be Buellered.
There's no volume,
There's
Andy.
no sound.
I did it again, huh?
Uh-huh.
All right. We ran into this yesterday.
We did test runs.
We did. Well, I'm under my...
It was in the sound settings, Andy.
Yeah, and now that I'm there, it's not showing it. All right, let's try. Nope.
Is it under your mute button, Andy, the little caret by the mute button? You can select which speakers or microphones.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to that on my on the more.
Try through Zoom. The mute button, the little microphone.
Oh, I see it. Okay,
See the caret?
I got you.
Yeah.
It says it's the right ones.
Okay.
Well, let's try it now. See if you hear it. No?
Mm,
Or, Andy, alternatively, you can copy and paste the address of the YouTube into
Yes.
the inbox. Then we can play it by ourselves for a minute. It's just minute-long video, so.
Yeah, let's do that. Good idea. Well, I gotta stop sharing.
Stop sharing. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, if y'all will watch that for a second, and then I'll come back.
Can you put the link into the chat? Thanks.
Adler. Here. Anderson. Anderson. Here. Bueller. 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 Bueller.
Sick. My best friend's sister's boyfriend's brother's girlfriend said to me, God, and Mrs. Steve is going with the girls after I passed out at 31 flavors last night. Yes, it's weird.
Thank you, Simone.
No problem whatsoever.
Fry.
So hopefully you all did not ever encounter being Buellered, but my first time during Zoom, when I would try and call on somebody and just the on and on and on Bueller incident would continue. But my favorite part about Zoom and being Buellered is then 5 minutes later, they suddenly appear. And what would you think would be the #1 excuse for where they were? I was getting something to eat. Okay, so the other part that I wanted to give everybody, and I don't know if you've ever thought about doing this, but you can do a virtual background, and I wanted to share and everyone, or give everybody an opportunity to share their virtual backgrounds, and maybe share the virtual background you might use the first day of class. And the idea is it helps you maybe set the tone and explain. So I'll start with mine. So this is a bridge in Virginia. It's actually the longest swinging bridge in Virginia. It's down in a town called Buchanan. And I'm going to sit there and show this to the students the first day and say, you know, this bridge is a lot like this class. It looks a little rickety. It's certainly very long, and you can't really see where you're gonna go and what the end looks like. But I promise you, I've been across this bridge. I've been over this bridge many times. And if you will just follow me, we'll all get across the bridge and reach the end on the other side. So that's my virtual background. And of course, I'll take it away from some others. So I had asked some folks to maybe put up your virtual backgrounds, and share what they mean and or how you might potentially use them. And I'm going to start with our friend Paula. She has good news.
I asked Andy if this was too mean. So in May, I retired. So I did a little bit of Zooming, but I haven't done much, and I don't miss it. But I'm really glad to see all of you. It's really not as much fun to just look at people's names all over the screen and have this blank black screen that you're attempting to teach to. I think I used to have to beg to get somebody, please turn on your screen. So I played, Andy. Now it's your turn.
Okay, Eric, I kind of like what you've got back there. Tell us a little bit about that.
Thanks. So this is one of my favorite places on Lehigh campus. So I actually did my undergrad at Lehigh and now I teach there. So this was something that was kind of fun. This is the Linderman Library. It's one of our oldest libraries, and it's one of my favorite spots on campus to sit. From the standpoint of using it in class, I usually rotate my background to other points on campus because a lot of people just are missing the experience. And so a lot of times that, brings in a little recollection. And once in a while, we'll talk about it. But usually it's just a change of scenery to make it a little bit more interesting.
Well, thank you, Eric. And I'm glad that you were able to attend. Lehigh would have been quite the drive. And how about the other Eric?
All right, well, it's kind of a constant attempt to convince the students that I'm a human being. We do a lot of academic stuff, and I try really hard to convince them there's a person on the other end of everything that's happening. And I have a fifth-year senior and a first-year freshman as kids, and they really don't look at their professors as human beings. So they get a constant stream of me burning gasoline and this and my sports car.
Well, thank you, Eric, for that. And thanks for including, I am lucky. I finished, both of mine are out of college now. All of a sudden I have excess cash. So Grace, how about you? Grace, you need to unmute. I feel like I'm getting Bueller. There you go, Grace.
Oh, I actually have, I'm really sorry to say that I actually have no like virtual background to share. It's just one of the things that the Zoom apps provided. And as a matter of fact, like I never teach, I just graduate. So I'm really nervous when you call my name and I need to make sure, oh, it is me. So sorry for the slow reaction. And really sorry, I don't have much to share. It's just one of the default background that Zoom provided. I'm sorry. Okay,
no, that's fine. I thought for a minute you were going to try and convince us that you were actually there.
Oh yeah, I'm like this is. It's really nervous for me. Like first time I attend as a faculty in a conference, so I'm really sorry. Yeah.
That's no. We are so glad you were here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Andy, how about Arena? She's got bingo on her screen.
I was going to do Sally and then I'll come back.
Sure.
So if it was a normal year, by this time of the year, I would be on a cruise ship and drinking and served like a queen. But this is a special year, so but I'm looking forward to the normal year where we could, keep on traveling in winter time.
Sally, that one also looks pretty realistic. I'm thinking maybe you could have convinced us you were there.
No, it looks like a real, right? Because it's a wave and all that.
Yeah, and it's probably a little bit warmer than where we all are. But
absolutely right.
Yeah. So Irina, tell us about bingo.
Oh, just something fun I like to do with kids, you know, just I think a little humor kind of relaxes the room and it's just gets people in that, you know, mindset where you feel like you're a person and you're talking to people and then they see you as a person too. So it helps connect when you have some humor. So I'd like to do some kind of a gamification in the class, get kids engaged. And I think bingo would be one of the ways to do it. And during the pandemic, when we were all locked in and social distanced and locked in their apartments and houses, I've seen so many things of like, I can cross off this of my bingo card, of my 2020 bingo card. So I thought maybe bingo will be something fun to do.
Yeah, can you, maybe you can share that one with Amy and she can send it all out to all of us. That one's awesome.
It was a quick Google search for fun bingo Zoom background. And there are a few different ones.
All right, well, I don't want to leave anybody out. I'm scrolling through. Let me see. And I think I saw a couple of people do their college building, but I'm not sure if it is. Lori, what is that in the background?
Yes, it is the background of some iconic architecture from George Mason. And though I'll be teaching asynchronously in the spring, when I have office hours, I'll use this background to remind us all of what we can look forward to in the future when we can come back to campus.
Yeah, JMU, I was looking forward, I was to teach face-to-face, but we've delayed that until February, and I have my doubts as to whether even February is realistic. But okay, let's not bring it down. We're all doing well, so we'll go from there. All right, Amy, we're going to start getting ourselves ready to go into breakout rooms. And this is an opportunity for everybody to chat with each other, introduce yourselves. For the people that have been around at Professors Institute, kind of help some of the people that are relatively new and explain. But I did want to give you some direction, and I'll also put it into the chat so you can look. But when you get there, get started, go with the, introduce yourself at the university, what your background is. I'm short. We want to make sure we only have a few minutes for everybody to talk. So make sure everybody gets a chance to talk. And then maybe mention what you teach. And then I wanted to kind of take the old icebreaker of 2 truths and a lie and change it up a little bit. So 2 true things that happen to you in Zoom with teaching and 1 lie. So let me give you mine and give you an idea. And then those who want to guess at which one of mine is the lie, you can. So I had 1 student's computer knocked over by their dog. I had 1 student forget to wear pants. And I had 1 student who was driven around by their mother throughout the whole class. Any guesses? Y'all are sitting there thinking they're all true. I know you are.
It was the dog.
No, I never experienced, my lie is I never experienced the student who forgot to wear their pants. Thank goodness. So, again, go in, have a little bit of fun, enjoy meeting each other, talking about that. And then in the session, if you would, with picking a leader, if you have a little bit of trouble picking who should be the leader, pick whose ever name starts the earliest in the alphabet. So my name is Andy, I would start early in the alphabet. So pick a leader so that the leader can make note about some teaching tips that you want to share to the bigger group. We'll come back at the end of about 20-25 minutes and share those teaching tips on how to teach on Zoom or just teaching in general in this COVID pandemic, and give us all some tools to make it forward. It looks like we'll likely have a little bit of time at the end of that, so that I think, but Amy is our boss, So hopefully we can add a short break before we go to the next session. Okay, so with that, Amy, I think I'm ready for you to send us to our rooms.
Yes, then please join, and we'll see you back here in about 23, 24 minutes, something like that.